Stephen Earl. Steve Gaines was an American musician. He is most well known as a guitarist and songwriter for southern rock band Lynyrd Skynyrd, and is the younger brother of Cassie Gaines, who was a backup vocalist for the band's live performances. Life and career. Gaines was born in Seneca, Missouri, and raised in Miami, Oklahoma. When Steve was 15 years old, he saw the Beatles live in Kansas City. After being driven home from the concert, he pestered his father enough to buy him his first guitar. His band, Manalive, recorded at the famous Sun Records studio in Memphis, Tennessee. In the 1970s, Steve played with bands Rio Smokehouse, the band Detroit with Rusty Day and Crawdad. In 1975, he recorded several songs with Crawdad at Capricorn Studios in Macon, Georgia, which were released by MCA in 1988 as One in the Sun and is listed as his only official solo album. Steve has two other albums, which are known to be very rare CDs from Steve's widow Teresa, I Know a Little and Okie Special. Only 100 copies of each of the two CDs have been made, which explains why they are so rare. In December 1975, Steve's older sister, Cassie, became a member of Lynyrd Skynyrd's female backup singers, the Honkettes. During this time, the band was in the midst of searching for a guitarist to replace Ed King, who left the band in mid-1975. Cassie recommended her brother, and after initial reluctance, the band allowed Steve to join them on stage for a show at Hotch Auditorium in Lawrence, Kansas on May 11, 1976. Although the band themselves couldn't hear Steve's playing on stage, soundman Kevin Elson was listening through headphones and told the band that Steve was an outstanding player. They jammed with him informally a couple of times more, then invited him into the band just in time for the recording of Skynyrd's live album One More from the Road. The first of 3 shows recorded for the album was Gaines' third gig with the band. Interestingly, Ed King and Steve Gaines were both born on September 14, 1949. His guitar picking and songwriting skills were a major revelation to the band, as proven on his one studio album, 1977 Street Survivors. Publicly and privately, Ronnie Van Zant marveled at the vocal and instrumental skill of Skynyrd's newest member, claiming that the band would all be in his shadow one day. Steve's contributions included his co-lead vocal with Ronnie on the co-written You've Got That Right, and the rousing guitar boogie I Know a Little, which he had written before he joined Skynyrd. So confident was Skynyrd's leader of Steve's abilities that the album featured Steve delivering his self-penned bluesy Ain't No Good Life, one of the few songs in the pre-Crash Skynyrd catalog to feature a lead vocalist other than Ronnie Van Zant. Death. On October 20, 1977, 3 days after the album Street Survivors was released, a plane carrying the band between shows from Greenville, South Carolina to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, crashed outside of Gillsburg, Mississippi. The plane landed in a swampy area and crashed into trees. Gaines died from blunt force trauma to the head. He was 28 years old and likely was killed on impact. The crash also killed Ronnie Van Zant, Steve's sister Cassie Gaines, assistant road manager Dean Kilpatrick, pilot Walter McCreary, and co-pilot William Gray. Steve Gaines was cremated and buried in Orange Park, Florida in 1977, but was relocated to an undisclosed location after vandals broke into his and bandmate Ronnie Van Zant's tombs on June 29, 2000. Their mausoleums remain as memorials for fans to visit. He is the subject of the 2001 song Cassie's Brother by rock band Drive-By Truckers. Less than 2 years after the plane crash, the Gaines' mother, Cassie LaRue Gaines, was killed in an automobile accident near the cemetery where Steve and Cassie were buried. She was buried near her children. References. External links, official website at the Wayback Machine, official Lynyrd Skynyrd homepage, official Lynyrd Skynyrd history site, USNTSB report on plane crash, Steve Gaines at Find a Grave.